is still higher for Kratsooo, who has 14 points through 10 matches, whereas Pan just has 10 through the same amount of matches. Both players still probably a little bit below where they want to be right now, so both are going to consider this match very, very important.
Yeah, this is a really important one. I love that they're both on the same exact amount of matches. We don't usually get that. So for them to be both on those 10 matches, coming into this, both really needing more points. This game is very important.
Starting with moving, neither player has moved. There they go. Can't see Pan right now. But we have Stoby Pulls, which... Cooper Pedy. So Cooper Pedy is a notable... I think it's an opal mining town in... yeah, opal there, yep. It's famous for its opal mining in the center of South Australia.
And they know it.
Knowing the town. So, it's never going to be much. But yeah, Kratsooo... definitely the stronger of the two when it comes to moving. So definitely feels like he has to get off on the right foot here. This Pan is really, really tough to beat. No movement NPZ. And again, both players really feel like they need to get as many points as they can here. So these matches are very, very important.
We have a quick little plonk down here from Pan. Not a commit yet, but he seems relatively confident. He's looking by the coast here. He's in Sumatra up in the north.
North Sumatra. I think he saw the poles and maybe thought, yeah, you have these asymmetric yet symmetric poles. I mean, the poles where the bar on each side of the pole top is the same length, but you have two insulators on one side and one on the other. Those are pretty much exclusive to North Sumatra, so that's why Pan is there. Kratsooo probably will pick up on that as well. He will indeed.
They're both going to be North Sumatra there. Shouldn't see too many points in Kratsooo. A little farther south. Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
It actually, yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know if that's new coverage. I know that Ache has had a little bit of extra coverage recently, but I think not a lot of research has been done on Ache just because it's not been covered for so long, because I think there used to be coverage there, but then Ache has Sharia law, notably, and it's like very sort of fundamentalist Muslim, and I think it's much more strict, and there were issues with that with Google, and I think they ended up having to remove the coverage. Anyway, they're starting to cover it a little bit more now, but I think most players are a little less familiar with how Ache looks just because of that.
Makes a lot of sense. The more you know.
And Hotel Lapland is what Kratsooo sees. So Lapland is just the general northern sort of Scandinavian peninsula region, and looks like both players have the vibe here. Makes sense. Northern looking Sweden with mountains, you're going to go up in this area.
Pan with the last second guess, letting the timer run out, but Kratsoo's just on it.
I don't know if he saw the town name or just vibe guessed it, but he may actually have seen it. Very nicely done by Kratsooo. Again, showing his moving prowess there.
Going to round 4 here. Kratsooo needed that round win there, as Pan hadn't taken damage.
The Taiwan here. I haven't seen a lot of Taiwan. Oftentimes what you do in Taiwan is you look for an area code. Pan had a 08, which I think is pretty far south, and he is going Kaohsiung. I do like the guess. Kratsooo has a 08 as well, I think. I don't know if he saw it. Looks like he did, because he's also going south. And it's Pingtung. Beautiful from Kratsooo.
Very beautiful from Kratsooo. Great guess, but Pan not too far away. Just a little west there. Gonna move on to round 4 here. Not too much of a point differential between our two players here. It's like a US.
Here does look like the US. He sees an area code. He knows those. It's amazing. Kratsooo, he knows a lot of information. Although, Pan, I think Pan has a plate. I'm not sure if he has the area code or if he just saw a Pennsylvania plate. But either way, worked out really well for him.
Or he vibe guessed it.
Yep, maybe.
Could be. Really good guess, though. Regardless, from both players. We go into round 6 here.
Again, area code knowledge can make the difference. We saw that in the Blinky versus Mata match last week. But learning US area codes is one of the hardest things to do. They have literally no organization to them whatsoever. And
completely random.
I have never done it, and I have a lot of respect for the people who have the patience to actually do that.
And it's really not many. I think it's Kratsooo, Debray, Blinky. I don't even know if I can think of others.
There are definitely more nowadays. A lot more than there used to be. It used to be something that nobody ever wanted to go anywhere near. But Moo, for example, has definitely done it. There are quite a few others as well. It's, again, still something I can't memorize numbers. Every time I try to memorize a number, it goes in one ear and out the other. I can never keep it in my head. So
Interesting.
so I have a ton of trouble with that. So if I tried to learn it, I would just forget them immediately. Anyway, Kratsoo's on Flinders Island. He's thinking about King Island. Pan is just mainland Taz. I mean, Pan has a sign. I think does it say Launceston? Or I don't know what it says, but Kratso's sticking with Flinders Island here.
Oh, wow, with no signs. He ends up going the island, and Pan ends up being right on it. That's gonna win him the moving game against Kratsooo.
So I wonder what Kratsooo thought that he saw there, because that's such a specific and risky guess, especially in a moving game. He looks really confused, so he thinks he must have just thought that he saw something that indicated that island, but he was wrong. And that's tough, because that's, again, Kratsooo, definitely his strongest mode, at least against Pan, is going to be moving. So now he's got quite a mountain to climb.
Yeah, he definitely does not look very happy with himself. I do wonder, I'd be so interested to hear from him about what he was thinking there, what he saw that made him, because I don't really think he did a lot of moving around. He didn't read any signs.
No. Yeah, Pan reached a sign, but Kratsooo didn't. He's just kind of mumbling to himself. He must have thought that he saw something. It didn't work out. Shaking his head. He's not out of this, but again, I think he probably expected to win the moving game, so...
That's really the one he needed there. I would consider that an upset for him.
Absolutely.
Well, we will go on to no move, and we'll see
Still
how
win
they
this.
fare.
He has to stay composed.
It is doable.
It's big for Pan, though. I mean, I don't think he's won a ton of moving games so far. It's definitely his weakest mode, so that's I think really good for his confidence.
Definitely should be good for the confidence. I think this could be a good win for him here, for sure. We're dealing with a little tech issue, and then we'll get us into this game, which should be good. Maybe this is a good little reset for Kratsooo, you know? Maybe he needs a little moment to collect himself. Maybe it's a little blessing in disguise to have a little break here in between, and maybe he can regain in the no move. We'll see.
Yep. All right, here we go. See if he can bounce back. Looks like Sweden here with the northern vegetation and the white car with the antenna. So with a pretty similar guess to where he went in that urban round in the moving game. Different vibe.
Wow, very different guesses. And Pan just ends up being really close. 1,200 damage on a round one is pretty crazy. That's big damage.
Kratsooo might be a little shaken. He's got to compose himself. Get back in the zone here.
You know, we hoped that break maybe helped him regain, reset. We'll see.
Looks like New Zealand here. Both players going South Island. Makes sense at these mountains, although I certainly wouldn't rule out the North Island either. Maybe the fence, if anything, looks more North Island, and Kratsooo is going to switch.
Yeah, we'll see. Pan there in the north. Kratsooo seems to be really considering in the map. Not super focused. They're now both north. They've moved it up. They're both locked, relatively close to each other. 1.5 times damage. Should not see too many points. But Pan, man. Pan is making very impressive guesses to start off this no-moving game. We'll see if he can keep it up here.
Again, this is his zone. This is where he's most comfortable. No move in NPZ. These are his modes. So after winning a moving game, I think he feels really confident about where they stand right now.
Quick little plonk down from Kratsooo in southern Turkey. Pan to follow right in the similar area. Kratsooo did actually just move farther west there, right as I was saying that, though. But they're both southern. I like the vibe. It makes sense. It's quite dry in southern Turkey, especially in that area over near the Syria border.
Yeah, I wonder if they can see houses. I mean, a lot of times in that area of Turkey, you'll have a lot of flat roofs on the houses, which is a good giveaway for that area. I wonder if that's what's making them go southeast, or if it's more of just a landscape guess. But again, Pan is just on
Pan. This might turn into a no-move masterclass from Pan here if it continues on like this. We'll see what he can do. Can Kratsooo make a bit of a comeback? Pan with the flawless. Kratsooo at almost half health, and we're only on round 4.
Looks like we are back in the U.S. here.
Now this one is Georgia.
Yeah, unless it's New Jersey somehow.
Unless it's New Jersey again. We will see Kratsooo in Georgia, but moves up to South Carolina or North Carolina by the looks of it, from what we can see there. Yep, North Carolina, guess quickly. Pan in Georgia.
Georgia always a decent hedge for the whole South if you're not sure where it is. A lot of the South can look super similar, but this could be game.
Pan, it is Georgia. Kratsooo moved off of Georgia. He takes 1,700. Kratsooo not happy with how this no-move game is going. Pan flawlessing.
Yeah, Kratsooo not looking too happy right now. Has not taken a point off of him in no move, although I wonder, could he ever get info here in the Philippines?
This is what would do it for him if he happens to get a sign that he knows. See a little bit of the moving knowledge coming into no move if he can find anything. Doesn't seem like he's found anything that he likes that's really helping him out, so we'll see.
I don't see anything either. Per municipal ordinance. No, I don't think any of that is helpful.
Pan possibly could do something big here, end it out, or Kratsooo seeming to do a pretty just central Panay guess. Pan a little farther north, but if they stay where they... Oh, he moves to Panay, actually, so they're right there on top of each other.
The immortal hedge.
The immortal hedge.
There it is.
And it's right. They're right there, next to each other. 54 points, down to Kratsoo's health. Pan holds flawless.
Just amazing performance so far from Pan. He's been so close every round. Has not given Kratsooo any kind of opportunity. This is just going to be Sri Lanka. We have mountains. It's probably Kandy, I would imagine.
Makes sense.
How sort of large of a city it feels like to me, but
yeah, pretty big city, the mountains. Lots of pedestrians, cars, buildings. Probably in one of the big cities. Kandy guess here from Pan. Kratsooo just south of Kandy. Is he going to move into it? Yes, he is. Yep. Center of the city there.
I think this makes sense. It might actually say Kandy on that sign that Pan has. I wasn't quite able to read it, but I don't think this is going to make any difference at all.
Should be a go next. Kratsooo will break the flawless at the very least. It's 18 points. Kratsooo, this is what you need. The multis have racked up. You're not out of this yet. 4 times damage. Round 7.
I don't think he wants to see more Sri Lanka, though. With 4x damage, he can lose on Sri Lanka, but he can't win.
Yes, this is
not
true.
what he wants. Although it's small enough that he's probably safe. I mean, this is fairly northern looking with sort of just the flatness, so I think he'll probably be okay either way.
Yeah, I think so. He's kind of going just central north-ish, slightly. I didn't see exactly where Pan happened to zoom in, but don't think we should see too much here.
Nope. All it's going to do is up the multipliers. The concern for Kratsooo is that the game's going to end. Only got 3 rounds left.
Yeah, Pan is still closer. It's not going to take Kratsooo out of this. Yeah, but the multis are racking up. It's time for Kratsooo to make a comeback if he's going to get one, if he's going to take us to NMPZ. Round 8, 4.5 times damage. A little sign with a little bit of language tells us it's Spain. Kratsoo's got a region guess. He thinks it's Galicia. He thinks it's north. Where will Pan follow?
Interesting. I mean, we have the signs as Vende, that's means for sale, but it means for sale in, I think, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. So, definitely, I mean, the architecture looks good for Spain. Galicia is a risky guess, but I don't know what it is that's giving him that vibe, but, you know, certainly could be right.
Yeah, we'll see. Pan is much more central north, and Kratsoo's pretty committed here over towards Galicia.
It's a risk for sure, but at this point he probably just feels like he needs to take risks. Moving
He moves, yeah.
We'll see.
Pan is just
Insane
on it with 4.5 times damage. Pan takes the no moving game, winning him the entire overall matchup. That's 3